and we make them all watch.
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're looking at the best baddies in the Walking Dead franchise. Only living, breathing, human villains from the flagship show and its spin-offs will count, so no walkers. Since we're diving deep into the story, a spoiler alert is in play.
I'm here for one thing only. Your surrender.
Number 10. The Civic Republic Military, the Walking Dead franchise.
If it were up to me, I'd put a bullet in your head right now for killing my men in those tunnels.
Even before appearing in full, most of the fan base despised the CRM. This comes down to their indefinite imprisonment of Rick Grimes. That action alone separated him from virtually everyone he knew for nearly a decade. The CRM was alluded to in the main series until World Beyond expanded on their actions. While serving as the military force for the Civic Republic, the group engages in crimes against humanity. This includes capturing and imprisoning people to use as test subjects, all the while posing as the good guys to their community.
It's gonna be just the Civic Republic. Yeah, they're gonna wipe out Portland.
The CRM's vague intentions can be frustrating since their endgame remained ambiguous for years. However, the group is arguably the overarching antagonist of the series, having impacted the largest number of people within the Walking Dead universe.
I don't know who you are. I don't know what you're doing.
Number 9. Gregory, The Walking Dead.
You'd be a welcome addition to the community. Smart, beautiful woman.
Gregory proves that not all Walking Dead villains need to be terrifying forces. The original leader of the Hilltop Colony is a slimy, duplicitous man who changes allegiances whenever it suits him. After unsuccessfully trying to use Rick's group to eliminate the Saviors, Gregory allies with the latter to save his own skin.
I see that now, and I will fix it.
The flip-flopping between aiding the heroes and betraying them makes Gregory easy to hate. Still, his spineless behavior paves the way for Maggie to become the leader she truly is, as she wrests control of Hilltop for good. Gregory's toxic presence is solidified when he's the first character to be executed for treason. The fact that nobody cares enough to help shows just how irredeemable this villain is.
Somebody stop this, please. Killing me in the dead of night because you're ashamed.
Number 8. Teddy Maddox, Fear the Walking Dead.
I am leading everyone to their end, and you are doing the same thing.
What's worse than a zombie apocalypse? That would be a nuclear apocalypse. The series took a stab at this through Teddy, a cult leader with no hope in mankind. Considering the many casualties he's responsible for, it's hard to believe that this villain didn't have much screen time. Teddy believes the only way to salvage humanity is through its complete destruction. Because of this, the villain cultivates a charismatic image, using his admirers to build toward his cataclysmic plans.
We didn't shoot off all those missiles, so when the dust clears, we're gonna go back.
The maniacal mindset with which he lived is best seen in his final moments, as Teddy provides nothing but a maniacal chuckle before he meets his end. Number 7. Jadis, The Walking Dead and The Walking Dead World Beyond.
We own your lives. You want to buy them back?
The Scavengers aren't exactly fan-favorite villains. The group's primitive mannerisms and weird attitude didn't win over audiences. However, their leader stands out as a constant threat, taking on the likes of Rick and Negan. Even several years after her debut, Jadis' ultimate goal is a mystery. Whether it's operating under her Jadis alias or going by her real name, Anne, this character cannot be trusted. Her cunning mind and flair for theatricality allow her to assume different roles depending on what her agenda is.
And then I saw what this world could become, so I signed up. And now I'm doing all the things that you couldn't.
Jada also joined CRM to further their bid for dominance, stretching out her antagonism beyond borders. The character has evolved over the years, going from deceptive community leader to fully embracing CRM's twisted policies.
I have my ambition, and I have the Republic.
Number 6. The Terminus Group, The Walking Dead.
We didn't want to pull you away from your group or scare you. These aren't things that we want to do.
Although it's scary in places, The Walking Dead rarely goes full-on horror. except for the Terminus arc, that is. Led by Gareth, these characters are arguably the most terrifying in the series. Rick's gang arrives at Terminus looking for sanctuary, only to find the people have resorted to cannibalism. Not only do they kill without a second thought, but these baddies see it as the new way of life. Despite carrying a civilized demeanor, Gareth's group represents the lowest levels of humanity, as they resort to barbaric ways in the name of survival. While Rick's group doesn't succumb to the same depths, it takes a similar kind of violence from them to put Gareth and his cronies down for good.
Besides, I already made you a promise.
Number 5. Shane Walsh, The Walking Dead.
Down to my last.
Me too. I'm sorry.
Most Walking Dead characters die because of their inability to adapt. In Shane's case, he evolved far sooner than needed. Rick's former best friend accepts the new world too quickly, turning him into an unhinged man known for his brutality. What makes him so complex is that Shane is technically right, as Rick's inaction did more harm than good. Shane's feelings for Rick's wife and seeing himself as a better father to Carl don't help matters either.
You gonna bring him back to where Lori sleeps? To where Carl sleeps?
Being unable to reconcile with the environment around him tips him over the edge. In the grand scheme of things, Shane didn't last long, but the character remains one of the best foils for Rick, as the latter continues to be haunted by Shane's memory for years.
You know something, Rick?
Number 4. Troy Otto, Fear the Walking Dead.
I'm not a bad person.
Among villains from Walking Dead spin-offs, Troy has the most layered characterization. As part of Broke Jaw Ranch, he has an instant hostility toward Madison, which remains until the end of Fear's run. Misunderstandings and Troy's own trigger-happy personality result in multiple disasters, leading to his exile.
You said you wanted me with you.
Don't make me.
You said you needed me.
His bid for vengeance nearly cost the lives of everyone on the ranch, including his own. The character shockingly returns in Fear's final season, with his hatred for Madison greater than ever. Despite the carnage he leaves in his wake, it's still understandable where Troy's anger comes from. Even with all his horrible actions, his final arc makes him sympathetic to an extent. It's not every day that fans can simultaneously despise and feel bad for a villain.
Do everything in my power to make sure I'm worthy of the second chance that she gave me and everyone on that island too.
Number 3. Alpha, The Walking Dead.
The only reason you and your friends are alive is because I let you live.
Alpha is another representation of The Walking Dead's dystopian backdrop. Free from the constraints of society, the woman formerly known as Dee becomes the leader of the Whisperers. She believes humanity needs to return to its primal form, which means becoming one with the Walkers. Of course, it's Alpha's cruelty that makes her a big bad.
Your group is in no position to threaten me. That is a habit that needs to be broken.
The villain has no qualms about savaging her victims as a display of superiority. She also keeps a massive walker herd as the ultimate power move. Alpha's thirst for dominance supersedes everything and everyone, whether it's her fellow Whisperers or her own daughter. Her deranged mind is too far gone by the time of her demise, as Alpha's path of destruction threatened all the communities in her way.
That disease took your wife, because that was what nature intended.
Number 2. The Governor, The Walking Dead.
We could live there.
If we're willing to take it from them.
For a long time, there was no Walking Dead villain who could top the Governor. Philip Blake, as he was once called, uses Woodbury community to position himself as an unrivaled leader. He feeds his ego by painting himself as a savior, revealing his true nature to those he wants to eliminate.
You and your people, you have till sundown to get out of here, or they die.
The character is completely blinded by power, going so far as to kill military members to ensure no one challenges his authority. The Governor's rivalry with Rick adds an ethical and moral element to The Walking Dead, as the former's obsession with control clashes with Rick's push for freedom. The character was the first constant threat in the series, showing viewers just how dastardly people can be in a post-apocalyptic world.
In your cars, get your guns. We go in. kill them all.
Before we unveil our top pick, here are a few honorable mentions. The Wolves, The Walking Dead. These no-gooders wreaked havoc in Alexandria.
What do you think I've done?
You've killed people.
We freed them. And then we were just going to use what was left.
The Croat, The Walking Dead, Dead City. This twisted man could give Negan a run for his money.
The whole island will become our sanctuary, fueled by the death in its foul.
The Claimers, The Walking Dead. This group takes the anything-goes mentality to dangerous levels.
Oh, dearie me. You screwed up, asshole. You hear me? You screwed up.
Merle Dixon, The Walking Dead. He may have been a jerk, but he was entertaining.
Yeah. How's about a big hug for your old pal Merle?
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications.
Number 1. Negan, The Walking Dead.
You can breathe. You can blink. You can cry. Hell, you're all gonna be doing that.
With a mixture of charisma, humor, and something of a god complex, Negan has everything you need in a bona fide villain. The character's introduction remains haunting as ever, with Negan bashing his way into the Walking Dead fandom. The Savior arc is defined by Negan's presence and his similarly memorable right-hand man, Simon.
No!
From his Lucille-wielding appearance to his many one-liners, he commands the screen whenever he shows up. As the longest-lasting antagonist to date, Negan's conflict with Rick's group results in all-out war. On the other hand, his tragic backstory and potential for redemption humanize him to audiences. From a despicable villain to an anti-hero fighting against his worst impulses, Negan's dynamic personality made him a mainstay who commands his own fan base.
Now, when I see red, it's just a question of what I am capable of.
Which Walking Dead villain had the biggest impact on you? Let us know in the comments.
I am bigger. I am better. And I got a bat.
Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from WatchMojo and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.